Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seat of My Plants. And I was going to go ahead and start some more seeds today outside. But right now the temperature is 43 and we've had rain on and off. And right when I started to get started outside, it started to rain. So brought it all in the house. But today, I want to get my cucumbers going. I have some squash I want to get going, zucchini, golden zucchini, pumpkins, a national pickling cucumber, the Kajari melon, a silver slicer cucumber, a sugar pie pumpkin, acorn squash I'm going to do this year. And this is Burpee's butter bush. So this doesn't vine. This is actually a bushing butternut. So I have to figure out where I'm going to put that. This one I believe is a vining one. I don't know if I'm going to do that one. But I'm definitely doing the honey nut. It's like individual servings, the size that it grows. And I grew that last year. The groundhog kept beating me to it though. But I'm going to show you what I got for that groundhog in a second. Black Beauty zucchini. And this, if you guys have not tried this, it's like a patty pan squash. This is a yellow scallop. These are delicious. The skin is so delicate. You don't peel it. I mean, you can fry it up. You can do whatever you want with these. I mean, I have fried it up with garlic and onions, just slicing it. I've stuffed it with Italian sausage. This is so good and delicate. And then the golden zucchini, which I actually like over the black green zucchini. So I'm going to be starting those today. And here's an idea I had for my plant sale. I went ahead and I started, oh gosh, see, 15, 30, I don't know, it's over 45 Tiny Tim tomatoes, which is great for a patio container. So for my plant sale, I thought, you know, I'm going to go ahead. It gets to be about 18 inches long or high. But I had these containers. So my idea was I'm going to plant this right in the center. Actually, let me just take that out. And then along the edges, get that in here so I can show you. Because I'm going to the flea market, hopefully weather permitting. Our weather has been really yucko. I mean, we get like 80-degree temperature one day, well, a couple days. And now that it's May 2nd, Northeast Ohio, and the temperatures are below 40. I mean, at night, they're in the 30s. And this is supposed to go on until it looks like, I think Friday. I think Thursday night might be the last night. So, anyhow, okay, so here is my Tiny Tim in the container. I just made a hole big enough to fit that size and then just put it in there. And then along the edges, around the outside, I'm going to put lettuce. So that sale is, the flea market is a day before Mother's Day. I thought, what a perfect Mother's Day gift, right? And then at my house on Mother's Day, I'm just going to sprinkle these seeds. Let me show you real quick. Okay, so I am just going to sprinkle these seeds right around the edges, probably about maybe an inch to the inside. Lettuce and tomato, you can plant those together. Oh, another thing, I might do some with basil. And I got to figure out what to charge for that, because you got to remember you're investing in the material and the seeds, the soil, I think the most expensive, and now I'm just going to turn those seeds in a little. But look how cute. So this will have lettuce all around it. This grows to be about 18 inches high. Put my little marker in there. And you are using a lot of soil, so I'm almost thinking for something like that, I don't know, like $15? I mean, you get the tomato plant, you get the lettuce, you get a container. They would have to buy something for the bottom because there is no water reservoir to hold it. And I thought about buying them, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I do have hangers for this, so I am going to include that with it. So if they do want to hang it, they can hang it. Isn't that a cute Mother's Day idea? So, and actually I like the idea of the basil too. So, I have 50 of those pots. I don't know, I might do 40 of them. And then I also have small bell peppers. They're little pocket size. So I might do something like that too. I got to look a good companion for peppers. I don't want to put anything in there that isn't good. And then getting back to my planting, for anyone that hasn't grown from seed, you know, all of these that I'm planting right now, you can start from seed directly outside. You just have to do it at the right time. So like here is acorn squash. I'm starting, if you want to start these indoors to get a head start on it, which right now it's May 2nd. And Northeast Ohio, we usually plant around either Mother's Day to Memorial Day is our big planting time, depending on the weather. So now for the acorn squash, germination will happen at 70 degrees. So, you know, if I could plant it right now where I want it, but it's not going to germinate until our temperatures average about 70 degrees in the soil. So that's not going to be for probably about 3 or 4 weeks anyhow. And pumpkin, same thing, you can direct sow. The cucumbers, you can direct sow. I'm going to start these indoors, and then you can succession sow this. So let's say if I'm starting now, it's May 2nd. I could start another batch of cucumbers in July, towards the end of July, mid-July. And this way, because usually, I mean, last year, my cucumbers lasted a very long time. I mean, they were not done until towards the end of August. And they were great, very prolific. But I can get more going. So this way I could be picking cucumbers probably until October, end of October, because I'd have to look to see when our first frost is, because once you get a frost, it will kill them. But I can do them in pots and stick it in my greenhouse too. So I have the Kajari melon I'm going to start, the Marketmore 76 cucumbers, National Pickling. And so these seeds are all pretty much about the same size. So this is the Marketmore 76, and I'm going to put 2 in each cell. So let me change this camera around so you can see what I mean. Okay, so this is a 6-cell. This is a larger cell. So I'm going to put 2 holes, probably like a 1/4 inch deep, in each individual cell. So that's going to give me 12. So I'm going to put 1 in each hole, each 1 seed. So in a 6 cell, that's actually where I'm planting 12 seeds. And I'm going to do that for everything. The melons, just in case one doesn't germinate, or if I get 2, that's okay. I can plant them both. And then I went ahead and got the tag already done, because you have to mark them. If you don't mark it, you're not going to know what the heck you got. But yeah, we're so close to nice weather, and I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of you guys out there in different states are going through the same thing. The weather is just so wacky. So, okay, let me just throw that extra seed in here. And here's a silver slicer cucumber. Where did I get this from? Hudson Valley Seeds. One thing nice about this cucumber right here is, you know, if you let the slicing cucumbers get too big, they can get bitter. These can get big and they still won't get bitter. So, you know, if you miss it with picking, this is a good one. And tastes just like a regular cucumber, except it's, the skin is like a yellow color. But it's just as good as a green cucumber. So that's one thing I like about this. So for a 6-pack, that gives me 12 plants if they all germinate. And there's something else I wanted. Oh, and I put a comment out there because on my one middle trellis, I said the sweet pea, and I kept referring to making a tea out of that. You cannot make a tea out of that. It's the butterfly pea that you can make a tea. The sweet pea is poisonous. So I already planted those, and to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to let them go or not, because I do have Abby. And Abby, if you noticed, she thinks she's a deer, so she eats grass and stuff like that. So I might have to pull those, because I really don't like to put poisonous plants in my yard because of what she does. I mean, Abby will eat, she loves zucchini leaves, which that's fine for her. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you what I was doing today. And like I said, I started outside, but it's we're having our spring-winter. So anyhow. Okay, so I finished 2 trays with all those seeds, with the squash and the cucumbers. So I'll probably do a couple more trays throughout the week. I wanted to have cucumbers for my cell, and then there's a couple of people that I know that I want to give them some of the scalloped, the patty pan squash, and so they could try it. And then, but anyhow, I'm really happy about this idea with the Tiny Tim. I mean, it'll grow to 18 inches tall, so probably about that high, and it's all cherry tomatoes, and then having the lettuce around there. And I think I'm going to do maybe a couple with the basil. I think that would be a cute idea. And anyhow, I'm thinking of a price for that, about $15. So if you want, give me your thoughts on that. I don't think it's too high, but let me know what you think. And another thing that I found, I have that groundhog. In other videos, I'm sure you've heard and seen Abby running towards a shed. That's where the groundhog is living. And so anyhow, I stopped up at Costco's today, and they had the stuff that was called Repels All. That's what it looks like. And The ingredients that I looked at, it doesn't look like it's not supposed to harm animals or anything like that. I just want to make sure all the ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and look it up. But like my in-ground, I'll just put it around the outside perimeter of my garden. The raised beds, not in the raised bed, but on the outside of the raised bed. And, but it's supposed to be a mild irritation to animals' nasal passages. So I want to make sure wherever I put it, I'm not going to put it somewhere that Abby runs and plays, of course. I'm going to see if it works. But definitely I'm going to put it all around my shed at the bottom. And hopefully just the groundhog will just find another place to live. But the ingredients on here, it's the active ingredients are whole egg solids, cloves, and garlic oil. The inert ingredients, it has, I'm going to have to look some of these up, but calcium citrate, it has DE in it, fish meal, fish oil, limestone, meat meal, magnesium silicate, magnesium sulfate, sodium benzoyl, urea, vinegar, water, winter green oil. So all of those, a few though I have to look up, I'm not sure, because I want to make sure I'm not harming anything else. But I'm not going to put it on any of my plants or immediately around my vegetables or anything like that. But that groundhog, it's a battle every single year. So, I mean, there's times, last year I used many years, hot pepper powder. But, you know, if it rains, you have to go ahead and do it again. And it also, I noticed, would discolor my leaves. So, anyhow, I'm going to try that. Hopefully it'll work. And that's about it. So, you know, I showed you basically how I plant the squash, the cucumbers. And so those should be ready for transplanting probably in about 3 weeks. So probably the week after Mother's Day I could plant those, or even at Memorial Day weekend I could put them in. And cucumbers I can succession sow. And so anyhow, just wanted to share that with you, and it probably won't be until Friday that I get out in the yard again and start planting more. I don't know, maybe during the day I might do some milkweed and stuff like that. But anyhow, you guys, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And anyhow, have a wonderful week, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.